Hey, Dad, is that you? Hey, Free Dive. Welcome. I normally have I normally have a global audience of one. It's my dad, so he may pop in later. Fair warning, I can't see the chat when I'm in VR, so I'll disappear once I go in. What part of New Zealand? Understood. We had the opportunity to visit 15 years ago and had a fantastic 2-week trip. It's an amazing place you got there. Okay, wish me luck. All right, welcome back to the Nordschleife. We are 15 drivers again. I am car number 2, it looks like, and I'm going to grid 3rd based on qualifying time. I'm guessing Steve will be number 2. There he is. Hopefully I can make it through the first lap, unlike last time. Totally my fault. Sorry again, Yohim. Both Steve and Gary are quick, so if I make it through the first half a lap or so and get clear, or at least stay in 3rd, then I'm going to be very pleased if I can stay with them for very long. There was no way that was going to end well. Can't really tell if I took much damage, but we'll see what happens over the next couple of corners. Definitely took a hit.
Glenn, I'm just taking it super chill, so you got the pass on me when you get to me.
No worries, cheers.
Yeah, I'm the same way, guys. I'm just trying to get around here live, so if you catch up to me, go and let me know what way you want to go around, and I'll let you go by.
It's probably one of the hardest track configurations and combos with cars, so give ourselves some credit here, guys, and just take it easy.
I find the track easy. It's this car, this is the hardest thing to drive on this track.
Why did I do that? That's the second time today I've done that. Not here, but
You damaged, Glenn?
I don't think so. I just downshifted like a doofus.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Are you hitting this in first, Glenn?
Second.
Cheers, mate.
You talking about the little roundabout?
Yeah, the first carousel, second gear.
Yeah, I do second too.
Well, that was a more exciting lap 1 than I needed.
brutal.
Did you get any damage there?
There, finally a good exit from Klein's carousel. Alright. Good news is this is only lap 3. And I've eaten, I don't know, 4 or 5 seconds into Andrew's lead in that lap, so looks like I've got a little more pace. Probably going to need him to make a couple of mistakes, but we'll see what happens. Pushing pretty hard, hopefully not making any mistakes myself. It's probably down to in different track conditions, but that was my fastest lap ever by a good 2 seconds. I think the delta is still set on best all-time lap. Too busy to glance down and look. Doesn't matter. Yep, all-time best lap. Lifted a little bit there, I got nervous. That's a much better sequence than I've done there before. Gotta remember how to do that again. Keep it on the track, Glenn. Keep pushing that braking zone later and later. Eventually I'm just gonna overcook it and kill myself. Stupid exits from Kleins in a row. I could just get this Pottinger Hoa exit. Damn it. It's the most important exit on the course. I didn't get missed by that much this time. Losing a little bit, but still 8 seconds back. Not feasible unless Andrew does something big. He could probably even spin once and not give up 8 seconds. But he did. Well, he gave up 7, I guess, or 6 is a better way to say it. Stay alive, stay alive. Oh. Sucks, Andrew. He rage quit. Instead of just exiting back to the pits, he pressed Alt F4 and killed the game. I know what it feels like. That sucks. If you're watching this, Andrew, I was sorry to see you go. Alright, so just keep it on the track, Lynn. Let's see if I can find my 95% push. In many ways, that's harder than going all out. A very much not good exit from Klein's that time. Alright, just keep it on the track for one more complex. Okay. Oof. I'll take the win, ugly as it was. I am going to keep driving, so what did I get? 6 incident points that race? I'm just going to drive some more corners. Try to mitigate that safety hit. Sorry, Dad, I know this probably isn't very interesting for you, but I like it. So the good news is wonder where crew chief is. I haven't heard him talking. Huh. Not often a lot of passing, etc. on the Nürburgring, so I like crew chief partly because of the spotter feature, but just realized I hadn't heard him chatting, getting me updates and lap times and fuel statuses and all that kind of stuff that I've got him programmed to occasionally throw in. Sometimes it gets confused about the audio devices if they change, but I don't think that happened this time. Take a look at it when I'm done here. Let's see, otherwise, what I was going to say earlier was, including the win in the broadcast race, albeit second split, and this one, I don't remember the last time I won 2 races in a day. It's so seldom that I get to race more than once in a day. So seldom that I even get to race once, let alone more than once. So that's good. I'm encouraged by that. I'm very much liking the new pedals. I don't remember exactly what I told you, but I upgraded to the VRS pedals, and they're just a much better precision tool than my old ones. My old ones weren't bad. In fact, they were a huge upgrade 5 years ago when I bought them, just before I really started getting serious. But these are a jump again, as much as those previous ones were to my original ones. It's that significant. So I'm liking the pedals. I think I'm a little bit more consistent under braking, which is one of those places where I think I was suffering. It's always a little bit hard to tell at Nordschleife because you don't really get a lot of very close lap times like you do on a much more traditional, shorter course. But bad news is I can't race next week at Mid-Ohio. We'll be traveling. Which is too bad. I like Mid-Ohio. Got a nice mix of high speed, low speed. It's a fairly short course, got a little bit of elevation change. As somebody said earlier, similar to Phillip Island maybe. Anyway, but hopefully next time we're at a regular course, I'll be able to get some telemetry to see how I'm doing under braking compared to some of the other faster drivers. But so far so good. I really like the pedals. I'm still adjusting them physically. I've changed the face angle last night, so this morning's laps or practice laps were really the first laps I had to do with the new angle. So far so good. So that'll be an ongoing experiment just to see what positioning, what angle, and everything works best for me. The good news is they're crazy configurable. Not only are they very, very precise, but they actually use load cells for all the pedals and not just the brake. My old pedals were load cell for the brake, and the only different, Dad, I don't know whether we've talked about that, but load cell just means that it's a little bit more precise way to measure the brake pressure, because it actually does measure the pressure instead of just a position like a potentiometer would. And they have the added effect that they don't tend to get dirty and wear out and that kind of stuff, so it's got that added benefit. Let's see. So not only are they more precise, but they're physically adjustable a million different ways. Height and angle and faceplate and all that stuff. So for the moment I haven't changed anything except for the actual arm angle. Just reclined it back a little bit. But for the moment it'll continue to be kind of a trial and error. But so far I'm happy. And that's fuel. The only bad news for the day is that middle race where I made a silly mistake and drove over Joachim. He was very magnanimous about it in Discord, so thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And I lost a teeny smidge of driver rating and I think a little bit of safety rating too, which is too bad. But this race, I think, will make up for it. All right, and the bad news is, Gary, Steve, if you're watching this, the bad news is I owe it to that dust-up you guys had. I'm curious to go back and look at that one. I definitely just drove through it. So let's fast forward. Days of Thunder style. And it almost worked out. So let's go back just a little bit. Curious, yeah, I saw this, well, I can't say I saw it coming, but as it started developing, I saw it happening, and broke way earlier, and then tried to just kind of keep it steady as I flew through here. I couldn't see anything, of course. Let's go back and take a look at that from the cockpit view. Couldn't see anything in the smoke, just hoping something happened, because I couldn't tell where you guys were going. I did cheat a little bit to the left, but not enough. I'm not sure that I would have been able to avoid, even if I'd slowed even more and gone hard left. But that's a thought. If I'm at about 60% brake here, cold tires. Maybe if I'd slowed a little bit more and gone further left. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. But I definitely took a pretty good hit from Gary. That definitely unbalanced me, threw me off the course. Let's see, is there somebody immediately behind? Yeah, pretty close. Whack. So this is Andrew. He benefited. He just drove past everybody. He was way ahead. Still feel sorry for him. I know what that's like to have it in your hands and throw it away. So it looks like Steve's really bent. Obviously, if Gary ends up on his lid, he's got a tow. There's no way to recover from that. Let's take a look back at a couple of other approaching cars. Yeah, both, I guess Steve and, did Steve tow? Let's keep going back. Wow, there's a big gap. really early. Not sure exactly what happened there. Maybe worth a look if I go back and see what exactly caused that big gap. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's me ahead. So Steve did end up towing also. Fortunately, I don't think the suspension anyway, I don't think was damaged. So that's the good news. All right, so let's go back here and see where this big gap developed. So where are we looking at? Scott. So Scott started from the pits. Who started from the pits? Bill. So Bill Nowicki, Tom, nope. Scott Lambert, Mike Morehart started from the pits. All right, so these cars started from the grid. And this is the three of us. Okay. So a relatively small race. How many we have? 12? Oh, 15. But enough started from the pits that the grid was fairly small. So the good news was not too many cars were close enough to be caught up in that. In fact, I guess I was the only one caught up. This is Andrew. He was far enough behind that the gap was big enough that things had settled. We were all off the course and settling down by the time he got there. Lucky break for him. And let's just watch it from my perspective again. Took it pretty easy through here. Definitely got some air, but went pretty slow. So what happened here? Yeah, maybe a little bit of net code. Gary looks like he was passing and just touched Steve. Gary's in Singapore and Steve's in the UK. So I don't think I could have done much else different here. I could have gone farther left, maybe. Maybe that would have saved me. Although as it is, all I got was kind of roll cage or head damage. I didn't get any suspension damage, so that's what saved me. That's what allowed me to continue on. If I'd gone out here to the left, who knows? Maybe Gary would have caromed far enough to tag my suspension. All right. Well, anyway, that was a fun one. I'll take a win no matter how it happens. Did I save this one? I don't think I did. Got to make sure the mics and the headset's turned on first. That'll do it. Thanks, Freediver. Appreciate it. Looks like you left fairly soon after, but that's cool. Yeah, if you come back and look at this later, the South Island was amazing. I didn't really get to elaborate because we were going in the race pretty quick, but our trip to New Zealand, we got to see pretty much the length and breadth of New Zealand, and it really was amazing. So we would love to go back. All right, let's take a look at results. I canceled that, didn't I? Why did I cancel that? So a big bump in driver rating. That's nice. I'm almost 2,400. we are in rarefied air now. I've never had this high an I rating, so I'm happy about that. Hope it keeps going up. And then a small, almost a tenth, 0.08 drop in safety rating for those 7 incidents. What I have 4 for the car contact with Gary, 2 for my little spin for downshifting to first. I don't know why I did that. I did it earlier in practice or at some point, and then I think I had an off track at some point. So I'm trying to get my incidents per race down below 3. I think for years I've been averaging just less than 4, 3.8, something like that. So I'd love to get that down further. And Andrew, if you're watching this, sorry again. It sucks. You had it. All you had to do was stay on track. I've been there. All right. We took a look at the interesting piece, I think. Otherwise, I'll go back and maybe take a look at that replay and share it with the group. Gary and Steve, I know have been really hard at it. They've been racing a lot this week, both of them. So hopefully this is just, at least the way they take it, there's just one of a dozen or more races that they got this week. So I'm sure they'll be back and fighting again. All right. Thanks, Dad. I'll see you next time.